Heyo, and welcome to the stream. It's Hunter Mowry here with Brescia FC and Football Manager 2022. We are continuing year 11 here with Brescia FC as we look to finalize our run here in this game before getting started with FM23. Still really haven't had time to set that up. Feeling a little bit in the throat today, so if I sound a little bit strange, it might be some of that. But hopefully, I can keep it going all through the weekend, and we can. I am looking forward to wrapping this series up and getting onto the new game. I heard there's kind of some craziness going on in the new match engine and everything, so a little bit of I'm a little excited and interested in what can occur. Last time out, we brought in the big time move. We bring in Jean Arnaud, a world class level midfielder. We are going to drop him back and play him in the deep lying role because I think he'll fit in well there with the tries killer balls. Place, if he does get open, he'll look to place his shot. Plays 1-2, looks for passing, and he's not a natural finisher. I think that's kind of the one big piece we're missing. We do have, Danny Olmo can kind of do it all on that front, but kind of that level of guy for the future moving forward. That's a big missing piece in kind of that midfield trio, because honestly, Arnaud and Cueva are pretty similar, but Arnaud has this even higher potential. And only 22 years old. So we make a massive move to bring in a star player. Maybe it's a little bit with Oscar Cueva. A little bit of like a similar player, and Cueva's not good potential, but potentially it opens us up to sell Cueva, get that guy that we're maybe more looking for. Whatever, but I think we'll have a good playmaking combo between them both, at least in the meantime, and obviously have some good strikers. Could see a little bit more action today, but I suspect nobody will actually come for Vegard Stromberg and will ultimately end up staying put here. But we will see if that holds true. I'd be willing, but I'd mostly be willing. I need enough time to turn around and find a wingback that I think would be realistic to get ultimately. Financially, it's a big profit hit there, so our overall balance has dropped somewhat significantly. They did give us the money to do that move, but maybe they weren't quite expecting us to go for one of the top players in the world. But that's the kind of move we wanted to make in this kind of final move here. So next we have the Coppa Italia, the third round against Parma here at home. So I would expect some rotation, as I think we will need a good team away to Lazio in these 2-a-week type situations. I do generally like a rotation, so I imagine it'll be very similar. And this guy has been all over the place. South Korea to the United States to the Netherlands to Germany. Now looking like he's going to Everton. But maybe that opens Dortmund to come after another one of our strikers. Since it's kind of like the final season, I'm also pretty willing to hold on to Stromberg. But yeah, right. He was like very athletic, but that's pretty much all he's. That's interesting enough, I guess. So Fazori wants to come off. I mean, generally he's playing okay. Alright. Looks like we'll recall him from loan. I mean, you're not playing here, though. So. The position thing, I don't really care about. It's like, are you playing and are you playing well? Then I don't care. I don't care where you play. And that really seemed to be the case there. So normally I wouldn't recall that, but fine, I guess. I'm gonna try not to do too much noise, but I am trying to get some little tea and honey for my voice here. Two more goals for Cabrera's. He continues to tear up the Argentinian under-23s. Yeah, really should have not done that. Beraldi. Okay. Fine by me. I don't really care where you go. Niche, Barrios, Allerton. We do sign Danny Olmo for another contract. Much as I was just saying, like, oh, he's not really a long-term solution. Maybe that's more it. It's like, it's almost like, okay, maybe Danny Olmo lasts a little bit longer, but we're almost looking now to replace Oscar Cueva after getting, like, John Arnaud. I don't know. Could be. Wow. Pretty impressive, actually. I mean, I'm sure he costs, yeah, like, all the money in the world, but, okay, Juventus losing to Cagliari earlier in the day. Oh, well, I guess it's Coppa Italia, so it's not really a huge deal to us. But that is one less big team in the market to potentially open some things up, right? Orestes is suspended. Okay. Noted. Mino Cabrera are off gallivanting. Barcelo and Nordberg are injured. Yeah, I'll get Adebayo a game. In the cup. Birkenbaum, Vina. Then we'll go Denis here. Maybe his last game in a Brescia shirt, but just helping that back line take some time off. You know what? I'm actually going to sit Vigna as well. And we're going to play Villanova. Just we're that desperate at that position, you know? What's Matu doing? So Matu's actually fresh. So we'll go in there. We'll let Arnaud maybe get more used to it. Jan Valeda, Danny Olmo. And then it almost has to be those two up front right now. So we're kind of doing our starting offense, but then our backup defense a little interestingly. And I know our team generally wants to do well in the cup. A lot of our players, but yeah, I'm gonna do a I trust you. I do want us to play well. A lot of depth out though, so I think that's kind of why we're looking for this extra rotation here today. Yeah, not too concerned about that actually. Oh. I assume these are the guys that are gonna add width to the squad. And it kind of looks like these guys will add some width. Something like that. Do you think your side will find motivation a problem? They're capable of beating us, so we have to do it well. Still a challenge, but we'll have to make sure that it's not too bad. It's important to us to have players like Jan that can play all over the field. That's why we like him. That's why he's back off of loan. Because he can play everywhere we need him to. Including potentially some striker to spell some guys. I guess I could have done that. And then just played Cueva there and figure it out. Possible. Not a bad cross from Villanova there. Interesting. Cesarano and Denis are pretty good in the air. I was going to say this might be like a weaker back line, but actually I don't, in terms of size. But that actually might not be true. Denis, Valeda. Looks to play one long. Stromberg does bring the header down. Olmo going out wide. Villanova, the outlet. Into Olmo, who looks to cut it back to Stromberg, who finishes it off nicely. What an attacking move from Brescia. And early in this one, the quality of attack comes through. Olmo and Stromberg linking up there. And Hellas Verona up early over Milan. Another chance for Stromberg. He misses wide. The one-on-one opportunity that should have been the second there. It was fed to him beautifully. A good first touch that set himself up, but he couldn't finish it at the near post like he did on his goal. Could have been too very early for Stromberg. He'll be kicking himself a little bit for missing that one. But almost did Brescia score too early. Game has kind of gone into a lull, especially after that second Stromberg miss there. Well read by Van Houston. Bibiema. Mazuroslev, ex-Brescia man. Say that almost once a game, I feel like. We've spread a number of players around. And decent defense on the cutback there. After the poor miss. Oh. Make a mistake from Valeda. Cesarano. Oh, and a chance for Solis, but Cesarano gets back. Madu. Satriano, I don't know if he got back on side. I guess he did, as they call it a goal kick. Milan have drawn level in their game. Stromberg drops one into Satriano, and he hits the post. Brescia have had two clear-cut one-on-one opportunities, and neither one has hit the target. Into Birkenbaum, and he looks down towards Satriano, but it's cut out. Villa brings it down. Valeda flips it out wide to Villanova quickly. Looks to play Stromberg in. Goes for the chip, I think, there a little bit. Birkenbaum will take it back. Cesarano now. Birkenbaum looking for Stromberg. It did kind of find his feet. And a mistake there that nearly could have been dangerous for Parma. Satriano, and he hits the post with a header. And we just can't seem to put it on target consistently. Madu with a shot, and it's just wide. Yeah, I think I'm going to pull another one out of here. We had a bio with a big clearance. Mansour-Slev there. We'll look to play Parma back through. A little fortunate there. Matu tries to drop one into Satriano's path. It's maybe just a little wide. He goes back across the keeper and he has to make a save. And it deflects wide for a corner. Danny Olmo to take this one. Cesarano. And the ball just keeps rising. Couldn't bring it down. And on target, Brescia have generated 2 points of XG, but have not been able to get that second goal. Birkenbaum. Satriano. And that one's also over the bar. A looping header with not much threat. Stromberg. Olmo, and he takes a shot from range. Bertrand makes a brilliant save. Triano does well. Holds it up and keeps possession for Brescia. Birkenbaum searching for Stromberg. Woo! Adebayo and all sorts of issues there. We'll block there. Stromberg. Back to Valeda. Can't counter. Bio with the big clearance. Stromberg searching for it. It'll be Rorslev. So I'm going to go Oscar Cueva. I'm going to flip Cesarano and then bring in Pekovic. Kind of a defensive and offensive move. And then we'll bring on Matthias Vigna for a little bit of offense from the side. Valeta's about to just drop like the most gorgeous ball we've ever seen. And Stromberg does well, goes for the chip, and misses. I was kind of wondering about taking like Stromberg off and putting Valeta up front, but I just don't know if that's a good idea. And Adebayo does enough. We were just not clinical in front of goal today. We had our chances. To Birkenbaum. Two. What a ball. Stromberg, a chance to end it here, and he can't do it yet again. He had all the chances in the world today and just couldn't get it done. But it will be Danilo Pekovic. That was kind of why we made that move. Yeah, I normally don't really care about doing this after that, but we did end up having to kind of play our starters, really searching for it. Olmo, Stromberg. Olmo again, Satriano. And he goes for the chip, and I think he's hit the post for like his third time. Not much time remaining any longer, though. A little wild on that. Sala, Esposito. Pekovic out to meet Sala this time. Can't really open up space against him. Birkenbaum. Zakagni. Karamoko. Does Parma just probe? Esposito again. Sala the width. Tries to play one into Mota, but it will run all the way through. And that should probably be the final action, as Adebayo will be in no hurry to take the goal kick. And honestly, Olmo probably deserved like a 4 or 5 assists today. Only got the 1, or I guess he got the 2 on the corner to Pekovic, but deserved even more than that. Could have been better in front of goal, so I won't praise too much, but generally a very, very nice performance. Yeah, we got off to a good start, and that was a perfect way to do that. Yeah, needed a little luck. Fortunate, or luck wasn't ours necessarily, but we got it done. Milan also get it done and hold on against Hellas Verona. I think that means... What do you think it means? Oh, maybe not yet. So we will be against Sassuolo next time in the quarterfinal. Yeah, it's not next week, right? No. Barclay's pretty much ready to go. Andre Gomez. I was going to say, that's the keeper, right? 27-year-old keeper. I'm not saying I would make that move. Karnaseki is the better pure shot stopper. You don't really get much for Gomez, to be honest. A little bit better distribution, but really it seems like Karnaseki's your better bet at keeper. At 27, I guess he can still improve a little bit more significantly, but not like he has some unbelievable potential to where... Definitely no reason to, like, force that move, I guess is the point. Oh, scouting's just started on him. Yeah, just keep going then. Let's see where he's at currently. Inter versus Venice. And Inter dominate. Looks like they pretty much brought the starters. Thomas Bauer, central defender. Doesn't look too crazy. Probably wants to just get to a bigger club. Feels like he's stagnating, you know? Oh, shoot. Tottenham looking to chase Raska. They want to go 100 mil for Raska, bro. Dude, if 100 mil comes in for him, I probably have to. Although his mental stats are kind of ridiculous. They're not like the greatest thing in the entire world, but he's got a different level of defensive ability than any of my other midfielders. So you know what? I've just talked myself out that like 100 mil may not even be enough. But I think if they would come with 100, he's the type of guy you'd almost have to say, yeah. And then you can get a guy that's maybe not as good elsewhere, but is still a good defensive option as your backup. Like more of like a 3-star level guy. Like it'll be a step down, but you know you almost sacrifice that to then bring in like a top tier wing back or something, you know. Yeah, I mean we probably wouldn't go Costa just from that and how expensive he is, but I hope I have enough players able to play in this game because I messed up by not resting guys. I think defense we should be okay, but to get through it. Midfield's probably the question mark, but we should have Raska. Should have Raska Arnaud, at least. Sure. I mean, I don't know if he'll really play. Our players are still on international duty. Interesting. Sampdoria beat Juventus. Is that right? You know, definitely beat Carnesecchi. Dulev's better than I thought, but we're gonna sit him down. Galbraith's definitely gonna play. Galbraith, Pekovic, Cesarano. We'll go back to Peter Barclay and Vigna. Madu's probably okay, but we'll go Peter Raska. Still trying to get him up to speed, and like a Sean Arnaud. And because Danny Olmo might be a sub, we'll go Oscar Cueva up front. And it will still stay Satriano Stromberg. Though we may see Jan Valeda have to play there in this match. Oh boy. Oh god. This is a mess. Torino, we're probably going to have to do some serious substitutions. Oh, I forgot about Orestes. Orestes in for Cesarano, actually, then. Marcelo, Nordberg, Mino, and Cabrera. We're moving pretty quickly here. We're going to take this off. I don't tend to like to do too much of that. I don't remember these guys. Hannibal should play wing, and then that guy's dual front. Well, that's the tunnel. Purple patch in front of goal. If you can score goals, you always give yourself a chance. Impressive last time. We have to carry that confidence and make sure we play as well as we can. Yeah, we try to embrace it. Matches we live for. I would say this is the one, and then, you know, Inter in a couple weeks, and then you're seeing, like, Inter, AC Milan, Lazio away, you know, kind of starting to stack up a little bit there in that 5. So I wouldn't really say it's been a tough stretch until the Inter game probably is really where that hits us, but we'll see. See if Oscar Cueva and Sean Arnaud can live together in today's game. And an early card for Barclay. Bekovic reads that well. Right to Arnaud. Raska holds it up. Galbraith into Cueva. Cueva flips it to Vigna. He looks to take his man on and add some width to the attack, and he whips one in. Satriano ultimately heads it, but well over the bar. Orlana. Molina. Trying to work something in here. Hannibal again. Munoz. Orlana. Galbraith able to cut that one out. Stromberg can't win it, but Vigna able to pick up the second ball. Nice little 1-2 there, and Arnaud looks for Satriano. Too wide, ultimately, but Raska puts a good shot on Munoz back. Not a bad little move from Brescia. Stromberg into Satriano, but he can't settle it down for a shot. Looking for Stromberg, can't find it, but Stromberg keeps working. Arnaud, and he heads and hit over. Looking for his first Brescia goal, was pretty close. Barclay having a tough day so far. Stromberg having a tough day. After some poor finishing in the last game, too. Absolutely blasted by João Mario. I don't know if there's much we could do about that one, to be honest. Yeah, you almost just have to hope. But Cueva's playing in that advanced role. He's not much of a defender. You almost just have to hope that he decides to play perfect defense there and get in front. But unfortunately did not. Arnaud. Pushing, looking for Raska on the back pass, but Hannibal was there to read it. Vigna, Arnaud, and he flips a beautiful one into Stromberg. If he was onside, that is absolutely gorgeous. And exactly the reason they got a guy like Arnaud. The perfect run from Stromberg and completely taken advantage of. Not saying these are the only things. Woo, 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 woo. Yep, just perfectly timed and perfectly dropped in there. Nice. Generally, we're playing well. They got us a little in the confusion off of a set piece and just an absolute blast. That's really all that they've generated, though. I guess it was a little, like, poor spell of defending. Possession could be a little bit higher, but I'm not too concerned. We're not fouling a ton to give them extra possession, you know? Barclay into Raska, Cueva. Ball bouncing around a little bit. Munoz decides to get that out. João Mario chasing, but Galbraith. I don't like that. We could have. But, well, won by Satriano. He makes that worth it, and nearly a chance out of nothing, and Stromberg takes it. Getting into all the right positions the last couple of games, but just not getting that quality of finish you're looking for. And Bria. Vigna rushing back. Not really sure. It's interesting to me that all of our defenders are kind of having a bad game. You know, relative. 6.6, 6.5 isn't crazy, but like the fact that they're all having that is kind of wild. Stromberg. Satriano, and he'll head it on. Arnaud looking for Satriano. Oh, he finds him. Cueva. Arnaud. Looks to cut back. Vigna! And Matthias Vigna. A wingback goal. Not something you often see from Brescia. Even though they play with the wingbacks often. Someone who actually took their chance there. And I think you're seeing the kind of impact that Sean Arnaud can have. 2 assists today, and 2 very, very nice assists. Well worked. Barclay is definitely done. We'll go Birkenbaum. Cueva, a tough day. But I think I'll go like Jan Valeda. I think we'll kind of hold there. Because if we can maybe get another one, I might take one of the strikers off, flip Valletta up top, and bring somebody else on, you know? Valletta. Orestes. Or no. Up to Birkenbaum. Hard and low. Stromberg couldn't finish it, though, at the goalkeeper. Yeah, Satriano's just kind of dropped. Stromberg. Oh, and he goes for the tip. I think he should have played. I kind of think he should have just played that into Satriano, but that was a well-placed shot. Yeah, Galbraith. Birkenbaum. Raska flips it into Valletta, and just wide, a good run from him. Speaking of players with quality finishing in their bag, at that advanced playmaker position, that is the type of player I think we might just hold it. I was thinking Madu in, but I think if we can... You know what? Actually, I lied. So Raskin to the deep line playmaker spot. Anthony Madu in. Satriano. He'll take his shot, his chance off the post. He's got to be frustrated. I think he's hit the post like 4 times in the last 2 games. But was that in the box? Arrest this dude. Just outside the box. Dangerous still. Gonna get on him a little bit after that. I was kind of hoping to get that in before that, but it is what it is. Some players like that. Oh, and headed hard by Galbraith. Francolini. João Mario. Lovato all the way back. Not much time remaining. A long one forward. Danilo Pekovic gathers. Raska looks to flip it out. It'll go out wide, but it will be full time. Whew. Poor day from Barclay, though. I think I'm going to fine him for that one. Yeah, we just need to continue to build on the good times. Yeah, they refused to be beaten today. Yeah, it gave us a lift to knock down a real game-changing moment. And Juventus did falter, and we do enough, so we extend our lead over Juventus. But Milan have been chasing, and they have been good as of late. Napoli. Yeah, I think we'll have to rotate pretty heavily against Torino. Yeah, we're going to do the recovery and match review day, but then I think I will. At least the strikers, I think, are going to sit a day. I'm going to reject that. I mean, that is kind of nuts. But I'd kind of rather... I mean, I guess there he could maybe get a little bit final push of experience or something. But I think I'd rather just, like, move him on. Cool. We'll scout that. I mean, I kind of just got a guy that's great, but... Interesting. Interesting. Right. Yeah, but that's not really how much he costs anymore. Game. Yeah. I mean, although that wasn't as ridiculous as I thought it was going to be. Oh, also, Cittadini has come down a little bit. You know, to be honest with you, I do like the aggression. The baseline aggression's nice. Baseline jumping reach is kind of nice. And heading skill together. But he isn't that crazy. I mean, his positioning's good. But he's not that crazy. He has a lot of growing to do. That would be such a... That would just essentially... You would be paying that price to essentially be like, hey, Milan doesn't just get this guy for free. Or something. He does look like he's really, really good. But I like Andrew North a lot. He's probably the one guy that is worth attacking over Carnesecchi. But... that I for sure know about, like, right now in the moment, but... I think what would be a really interesting addition is just a way to maybe make things automatically, like, go faster. Like, I don't know what things you would have to do. I would be so interested to, like, almost move into, like, a general manager role. Kind of, like, step back from manager. And be, like, the director of football. Just be like, yeah, I'll, like... I still want to be around for signing players and whatever, but maybe a new coach actually comes in. It'd be kind of interesting. Don't really like those guys. Igor getting shopped around, I guess. I mean, he's fantastic. He would be a wonderful... I can't... No, I can't. I can't do that. I mean, I can't do it. Not that I necessarily really want to do it, but... That would be one of those things, though, of like, if somebody did come for Stromberg, we sold Stromberg, we could sign Igor, plus still have money made. And I think Igor is, you know, he's doing the same thing that we want Stromberg to do, where it's like, just be really, really athletic and get into some dangerous positions, finish it off every once in a while, like, be a good complementary player. But, you know, and then you free up that, like, and my point being, like, oh, if somebody bought him for, like, 120 million, then you still have, like, 80 million or something to make another significant move. Like, that would be kind of, like, one of those, like, ideal moves that, if it would all come together, could be crazy. So Florent Denis will need a work permit. But he should get it being signed for like 22 million. I don't think it's that crazy coming from another. Coming from like a EU, another European squad. I shouldn't say EU, but. Being from Belgium, I don't think it should be too crazy. And as a matter of fact, he's granted his work permit, and Florent Denis will move on. So we do get a little bit of a bonus. $33 are there. So we're getting about 10 million now coming in. You know, I'm gonna say the first team plans thing, to be honest with him. I do think he fell a little bit short, and it's very minor how short he fell. But we've now gone after a ton of talent. Like, you almost need to be a world-class player in a way, which is really strict, but he just wasn't gonna get there. And I honestly don't know that he can jump, but I don't know that he's like such a perfect role player to where it was like, gotta keep that around, you know. But he's a good player. But with with Azzolini coming in, with Cesarano, with Dario Reina in our all within there. We have a young crop of top tier center backs coming in a way. And with that money, I don't think we're necessarily looking to, we're not really looking to do much. We're just kind of going to sit on that transfer and payroll increase. It's kind of a extraneous player in a way, ultimately. But he kind of just helps reset that John Arnaud number. I started thinking about somebody but for some reason. Corelli. Giovanni Corelli. How's he doing? Moved from Parma to Russia. I was like, who are these guys? Battling? Having a good time. 3 goals, 4 assists. 4 goals, 5 assists in all competitions. Not bad. Did not really have a good year with Parma last season, so it was kind of his time, I guess. Little quick digression there. I just started thinking about him, you know. Actually, speaking of which, how's the other major one? How's Andrea Papetti doing? Still at Real Madrid, still having very, very good seasons. He's very, very good. And you know what's crazy? He's so good. And I don't know if he would deplete anybody in our starting crew. Better mentally, better speed, better attacker. I do think aerially you do need to be dominant, and vision's interesting. Just age-wise, you probably lean Pekovic. Also, you just realizing he's making $28 million a year, bro. Oh, what? So he's close with Pekovic. He's closer than I thought he was. Technical and attacking, those don't surprise me. And physical. So he would essentially just be the better Andy Galbraith. Obviously, Andy's still young, still growing a little bit, but he would essentially be a better Andy Galbraith. Whoops up on Orestes a little bit, although maybe goes to show you how good Orestes' mentals are. That he does win that one. But Abdulev blows him out of the water. That's crazy. That is crazy. How good is Islam Abdulev, dude? Oh my god. So Papetti would still be a very good addition to the squad. I do think that is one thing I need to... Because I get distracted by the stars still a little bit. I do need to keep that in mind. I don't think Andy Galbraith is actually that incredible as the star rates. I just think that I don't know what about him. It must just be pure reputation. I don't think that he's like that crazy. He's very very good. But you see that like the 3-star guy in Papetti beat, is clearly better. You might look at very specific things and you could maybe lean one way or another, but like, I don't know, in terms of like the big groupings, he matches in all categories, plus is better physically in almost every way except for jumping reach, really, and then pure pace. But I mean, you'd almost say acceleration is more important. Mentally, but then a lot of the mental bonus is leadership for Galbraith, right? And then technically, Papetti kind of blows him out of the water outside of pure man marking, I guess. So it's interesting. I mean, in terms of pure defense, they're probably at a very similar level. Papetti may be a little more versatile, you could argue. So elsewhere, as we do have a day to play, Inter beat Roma, Napoli win, Benevento win, Cagliari wins, Milan beat Lazio, Juventus falter again, drawing Sassuolo, and a big offensive output for SPAL over Frosinone. Looking a little rough on. Kind of got interestingly enough, I think this might be the first time this has happened this early, and there's still a lot to play for. This is a pretty clear set 3. Torino's definitely not out of the water, and then with that loss, not that these guys are out of the water yet, but, the relegation, it's also starting to separate its way down. But Juventus faltering in the last 2 matches have now been passed by the Milan teams. Looks like the rest of our transfer window is going to be pretty quiet. I should probably try to get Frosinone out of here again. Because we got 2 kind of like instant results and then got nothing. Cool. Yeah, just get him time somewhere. It's mostly like I don't want you to stay here. So against Torino, we're going to flip it a little bit. We'll play Adebayo. It's a bit of a risk, but with Inter and Roma behind it, they are home games, so they maybe give us a little bit of an extra non-traveling stuff, but pretty important games here. How are we doing? Yeah, we're about to get a little crazy. So Jan Valeda will start in an advanced forward role. I think here I'm going to go comfort. So we're going to go Danny Olmo. Oh, good point. That's one problem with, like, Valletta up front. So Jean Arnaud, Danny Olmo. Yeah, actually, we'll play Oscar Cueva here. Which is maybe a little risky with Danny Olmo also playing, but try to keep that in mind. Viña is going to sit for Villanova. We're also going to play Peter Barclay, even though I do think Birkenbaum's been better than him pretty much all season. But that's kind of why we're going Barclay. I think Orestes will be a key player. I think Danilo Pekovic will be the starter here. And Cesarano will play. So Cesarano, Orestes, Danilo Pekovic. And Barcelo is not back and ready yet. Okay. So big substitutions in the defensive line. Also, Valletta could definitely be substituted by Satriano. So we could totally see, like, Satriano come in, Valletta sub for, like, Danny Olmo. Something like that. Could have been worth, like, looking into the under-20s for this game, potentially. Oppositionally, I don't like to tackle hard. So I, like, seemingly never like to tackle hard. My thing about it is I don't like giving extra possession when I don't need to. Is kind of my point. And more so, kind of what I mean by that is, so against good teams, you just don't want to give them extra things. Also, good teams will draw probably more fouls against you. Anyway, so you don't want to, like, keep stacking fouls and stuff. And then against weaker teams, you don't want to give them, like, any chance to get in there. So I often don't like to challenge very hard. How much of this is a good streak due to positive atmosphere? Everyone's enjoying coming to work and there's relief. It's fun. I think we're strong enough to extend bad moments. I don't think one defeat will bring us down. It's just squad rotation. We need the big boys, the big guns for the next couple of games in particular. We'll also be doing a lot of resting, I think, between these games. But kind of ideally, I'd like as much of the starting 11 against Inter as possible. And then we can really look at the quote-unquote starting 11. And then we can look at kind of reactionary to whoever's played, kind of maybe particularly like a Danilo Pekovic who's maybe playing both of these games. We can then maybe be a little bit more reactionary. Is kind of my thought to the Roma game. And hopefully we still can get most of the starters, but like 3 or so substitutions is kind of what I'm hoping for. If that makes sense. Rest is in attacking position. He'll play it forward. Can't get there. One thing in this. We're going to put Danilo on the near post. It'll be Pekovic and Cesarano. There. Stromberg's not bad at it, but I think we'll probably be a little bit more consistent at winning headers that way. Barclay. Oh, Stromberg. Cueva back. Cueva with a beautiful finish. Back in his what's the word? Deeper role. But just in too much space there. And he finishes it off nicely. Olmo back to Adebayo. Villanova. Looking to push it into Valeda. Ricardo Pepi, who does usually he'll have a moment or two against us in a game typically. We do have to be a little bit worried about him. Lee Young-koo. Hugo Felix. One-on-one chance and a beautiful finish. Excellently done by Torino there. Opening up Brescia. Just get overloaded. Yeah, just kind of Orestes dragging his feet. Not running with Felix. And just, perfectly weighted. I would say that was like a 7+ through ball. Then probably like a 8+. If you're thinking like out of 10 dice rolls, 8+. And Valeda's brought down in. I'll go Danny Olmo. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, it was like upper percentile on both that through ball, that first touch, and then getting a very solid finish out of it too. So really, really nice sequence of events for Torino. And I think even one of those moments being worse probably gives us a chance to play defense there. Better defense, Danny Olmo to take it. And very nicely done. Martin Satriano's sitting on the bench. Not a lot of shots so far, but already 3 goals. Cueva, Rasca, Orestes, Rasca, Villanova, looking for it. Oh, he'll find Danny Olmo, who tries to put it through a massive save. Cesarano. Oh. And headed over the bar. Segura. Goes around Raska, but Raska sticks with it and eventually takes it off of him, winning that battle. Maybe didn't win the battle, but won the war, in a way. Voleta. Oh, and stolen off of him. It couldn't... Had to, like, chest it, and just... That gave the advantage for the keeper, who was able to use his hands. Cueva dribbling forward. On the move, Hugo Felix, but it falls to Barclay. Barclay looking to cut it back. Finds Olmo, who takes a shot. Olmo finding very dangerous places. He's honestly... And Barclay is also, like, he's still good for, like, a card a game. I need him to stop doing it. If he's gonna be our starter long term there, gotta stop getting yellow cards every time he plays. Serrano, back to Adebayo. Orestes. Cueva. Voleta dropping deep. To help out. Danny Olmo looking to play Stromberg through. But not quite. Ricardo Pepi able to pick that up in space. Can't play it through. Raska will flip it wide to Barclay, who strides forward down the line, looking to beat his man. Will do so back to Stromberg. Into Danny Olmo. Nice pass from Stromberg, and Olmo doubles his tally from the penalty. With a nice finish there, a nice little move. This is just well worked. Peter Barclay, Stromberg, Danny Olmo then kind of moves into that striker spot. Headed forward. Stromberg can't get there, though. To Winter. Teko. To flip it up to Pepi. Pekovic winning that 50-50 ball, though. Toledo and Danilo going. Opens Danny Olmo up, and he plays Stromberg through. A one-on-one opportunity here, and it's deflected enough to hit the post. Villanova will keep the pressure on Oscar Cueva moving forward. He goes back wide to Villanova. Raska. Olmo. I almost kind of wanted him to just, like, back heel it there. And Barclay runs out of space. Can't keep the pressure on. That's a massive mistake by the youngster. I almost wanted him to just, like, back heel it to... Let's say, just... Voleta standing there, and then just like one time curling shot, just blast, you know, go for it, you know. And we just need to keep it going. I do think if we can hold this 3-1 around the 65th minute, I mean, ideally we maybe even extend it by the 56th minute. I think we could definitely make the Danny Olmo substitution. We may even switch a formation to just like leave Stromberg isolated up top. I'm not sure. We are incredibly thin at striker with Cabrera out. I don't know, maybe I should have called Yenner off alone anyway, and then... Segura looking to stride through, blocked by Cesarano. Danny Olmo. Back to Barclay. Plays it into Olmo again. Back to Cesarano. Takes one step. Barclay will let it run to the outside. They have to just keep cycling it. Cesarano into Cueva. He looks to move it the opposite way. Villanova. Orestes able to push up now. And Villanova looking to work a little bit. And a good ball through. Looking for Stromberg, who I mean, Villanova was also down there, but I don't know if Stromberg was onside. I'm not quite sure when that ball was played and where Stromberg was. He was definitely beyond all of the other players. It's just a question of whether he was beyond Villanova. And he was not. Terrible defending there. Jeez. And not enough commitment from your goalkeeper. Did not jump out there to grab it. Let's see. What do I want to do? So, I think Danny Olmo's got to come off. Well, you know what? We're going to let Olmo go after his 2 goals. But because of that, we'll take Cueva off. You know what? Getting like a little... Put Anthony Madu on and Peter Raska. So keep a little bit stronger defense. I think we will pull Stromberg off, though. Even though he's also having a very good game. And we'll just put Satriano in. So Valeta's not necessarily moving around to take more players off. He's just letting us sub our strikers. And I think to save Danilo a little bit, we will bring in Andy Galbraith in the middle. And then I think the rest of it should be okay. Yeah, we'll wait for the substitutions, but I think we will probably we'll pull back, I think, as well with the 3-goal lead, so that hopefully the guys that we're substituting aren't exactly running a ton. The guys that have been on a while aren't doing too much more work. If Olmo scores right here, then we do have to make a change. The only reason I kept him in was if he could score his hat trick. I think that would be a lot of fun. But the strikers have also played a lot, so giving them like partial games is probably not a terrible idea. I'm gonna stay positive, but we'll up our time wasting. Play for set pieces. I'll pull down to a standard, and we'll slow the pace down before we get stuff restarted. And I won't hit full regroup yet, but we'll just take that off. You don't have to counter press. Flips it out to Villanova, who's in pretty good space. Man out now, Peter Raska. Oh. One more thing. So you guys don't have to run as much. Olmo. Satriano. Gonna go for a blast, and he does blast it through. And Satriano, in his substitution appearance, helping out Danny Olmo's great day, scoring from a tight angle. He just blasted with power. Yeah, so I think we'll officially switch back down to balanced, and we will officially switch to just, like, regrouping after a turnover. Saving the legs even further, hopefully. This is the first game. It's the easiest one of the 3 that we have coming up in a very tight sequence. Satriano will head it along, but not in the path of Valletta. Beatty. Torino kind of taking their time with it, and I think that's fine by Brescia. Yeah. So we'll press Beatty. I was gonna say that seemed like a new name. Segura. He'll also cut in. So we'll kind of keep it going. Nice run by Segura in all kinds of space. Can definitely finish it off. A massive save. Adebayo. Won't allow Torino to get a consolation prize here off of a perfectly timed run. Absolutely brilliant there. We only had 12 shots today. I mean, I know some of that XG is coming from. We generated like nearly 2 XG on just like 12 shots. That's nice. What a goal! They will get the consolation prize. A brilliant shot there. Shame. Yep, just in all kinds of space and well placed. Good technique, and gets it done. And a nice day from Barclay after the last couple of times being maybe a little disappointing. Glad to see him play well, and also glad to see Villanova eat up time at a pretty nice level as well. It would have been nice to maybe keep him off the score sheet a couple of times, but that second goal, kind of what are you going to do? You just kind of hope somebody gets a foot in on it and blocks it. Yeah, we never really lacked belief. Yeah, I think everyone can appreciate a goal of that caliber coming out of there. Doesn't really affect the outcome, which definitely makes it easier to take, though. And Udinese beat Fiorentina. And Danny Olmo earning that new contract we gave him a little bit. In these last few matches, he's looked like, honestly, one of the best acquisitions of the entire series, I think. Danny Olmo on a free, with the way that he's played to kind of like finish out his career. 7.29 rating. 5 goals, 10 assists in all competitions. 7.48. Like, it's even higher in like the cups and stuff, which is crazy. Because he's played well for the league. Yeah, I am going to try to do the recovery and match review thing today. Maybe a bit of a mistake. Marcelo nearly back. I think we're going to have a pretty quiet close to the transfer window today. I almost don't even really want to take part in deadline day. I feel like it honestly only opens up to somebody like doing something drastic. But if something drastic happens, I need to maybe react to that, you know? Oh, wow, they, like, signed him immediately. We already made that move, though, with Vigna. Not too concerned about it, you know? And they will rest today, awaiting the Inter match. Whew. Bad day from Mino in the head-to-head. Cabrera doesn't do anything special either. I mean, you can say all you want, but you gotta make a move, you know? I'm willing to pull Mohamed Yenner off. Maximiliano Cabrera will come back before the Roma game, although he may not be 100% because we don't have him in our control. Though he didn't play a full game, so maybe not too bad. And we could also look at bringing in a different striker at a cheaper rate. But I don't know. Chelsea, if you're going to make a move, and I'll accept your offer if you want. But I'm going to need 100 mil. And I'm going to need you to do it within like the next day. Anything else, and I'm not considering it. I get to be selective. I mean, I think people can work on consistency and stuff. So maybe it's not a great idea to just like say no. But or like not interested, but I don't know. I mean, I really should do like I should do a more advanced like look at a player and whether he's worth being on my short list or not, rather than like because I kind of just look at the star ratings and kind of just trust that, and then I'm looking at a negative, and I shouldn't really do that because we saw Papetti, lesser star rating, right? But really, really good still. So he at least enjoys big matches to offset it. We'll keep that around. Scout that. Keep that. Keep that. I just have such a massive list already anyway. And to be honest with you, there's only a few players that like really move the needle for us. And we can start to be very, very selective with like what we do. This guy. Just like a pure speed winger. Throw him at wing back, see if he develops. He doesn't have any proficiency for that though. Milan go off. Napoli win. Frosinone win to recover a little bit. And they recover a place over their most direct competition, you would say. No longer rich, we're just secure. Overall balance has fallen pretty mightily after a massive transfer. As they do. Give me a moment, I need to grab my water. There's not much in there, so... Frames for taking long shots, okay. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna say, like, I think he does have some proclivity for that, but it's not crazy. Dimitrov. Alright. The Bulgarian. Very athletic. But again, kind of that same thing. He doesn't really have that. He does have something, though. Marking and positioning aren't horrible. Could be a move. And just play left wing. I mean, the thing is, too, is crossing and dribbling aren't that great, though, either. Right? So, the whole reason you do that is to get the benefit. And I don't think it really works if, like, a guy has, like, a cap on things. It's just like how much they're willing to work it, and then if your defensive, like if your wing backs aren't working in an offensive group, maybe they struggle to develop their crossing. I'm not sure exactly how that works out, but like the thing is, we could get him, and then he could totally only gain like 2 crossing in his career, and then it's like, what was the point of getting him? So. Barcelona still failed his test. Ahead of us today, Venice beat Torino, a draw for Atalanta, a draw for Fiorentina. Juventus win, getting back on track, and Udinese win. Roma play after us, and then we play Roma next, so we'll be in a similar situation. It's not like they get the extra day of rest. Karnaseki definitely. Like I said, so this is Inter. This is a top squad. So I want kind of my quote-unquote starters, unless there is a glaring issue with them. That was kind of the point of what we were doing. Danny Olmo kind of maybe becomes that one question mark, but he's looking okay. He might be struggling for the next game. Barcelo's still not ready to get back into things. I mean, really all that does is put Villanova down. Down. Oh, yeah, and Fazori or whatever, he's also out on loan, right? Or he's out on international duty right now, too, so he's not worth bringing up. Yeah, I almost just wanted to say something different. Yeah, I don't really care about triggering the press for that. We like to press their wide players. We'll also pull back off of that. Neto on that side would be more of a winger. They'll probably change this up a lot, to be honest, but it looks like they should be playing with wingers based on their footedness. I really should probably look at that before they like have a report, right, of like what positions they play, but give our fans the credit. Do you think the first goal here will be crucial? It's nice to start well. If we can start on the front foot, it'll be even better. He has an 8.14 in the last 5 matches. Yeah, he's pretty freaking good. Giuffrida. I mean, we're pretty good too, though. One of the biggest matchups of the weekend. Inter, who have recently made a surge with the faltering Juventus, looking to hold on to that foothold they've created for themselves here in the top 4. Can they get the result here against a Brescia squad that still has yet to lose in Serie A? They've faltered a couple of times for draws. They aren't unbeatable. Oh, yes. And something else. For these top teams that I like to do, bringing that down to standard, just give our defense a little relief. Let's Especially since we like to kind of, push forward with our wide center backs. Galbraith. Vigna in all kinds of space looking for Satriano, who heads it in a glorious goal early for Brescia. 40 seconds in. Taking the lead. Martin Satriano. Brilliant, dude. Vigna just in all kinds of space, and he finds the head of Satriano with a nice ball. We will make that move, though. We were mostly on offense there, so. No, looking for Satriano, who heads it on. Fernandez makes the save this time. A little bit more of a desperation, almost out of nothing, though, there. Birkenbaum goes around his man. Brilliantly strides forward. Fernandez can't make the save. Satriano jumps all over the rebound into the dangerous area. And it's 2-0. Martin Satriano continuing his incredible run of form as a Brescia striker. Doing it against... I think he was Inter, right? I mean, he's a Brescia player in my mind. He's been here for so long, but we did, I believe, sign him from Inter for like $2.5 million or something a number of years ago. But he has been one of the keys to how successful Brescia have been. Inter probably wishing they would have kept him a little bit, especially when he puts in 2 goals in 11 minutes or whatever. Vigna striding forward. Blasted there, but Abdullayev able to pick up the loose ball. Galbraith stays in a threatening position, Arnaud. And Danny Olmo. I mean, I think he almost just slide that through to... Guess he got closed down well enough. Birkenbaum looks okay. Kind of figured if anybody else was hurt on him. Satriano all the way back in the defensive line. Right where you want your striker. Lift as well. Brings it down to Arnaud. And he slides it forward. Satriano a chance for the hat trick. Fernandez makes the save. But Arnaud just dropping a dime out of the midfield. Out of nowhere. Pekovic can't extend it. Nearly a goal, though. Neto all over the place. Barella now. Neto looking to get back into position. Gasparovic. Lautaro Martinez out on the wing now. He strides in. Karnaseki makes the save. Birkenbaum right on his hip. Barella finding space, takes a good shot, but just over, and a goal kick for Brescia. Inter suddenly kind of churning out some dangerous moments. Giuffrida, and he just taps it in. I think this was a perfect run. That's why we play that standard. in these games is to limit that, to make that perfect. Giuffrida was offside. Oh, by a mile. I thought he just timed that run better. Pekovic plays it forward to Satriano. That was almost so good that Birkenbaum didn't even expect it, but now he does pick it up. Cuts it back to Satriano. Birkenbaum. Across. Oh, nearly a wing back to wing back. Oh, but there was an offside in the build-up. The wing back to wing back. Definitely not something we generate very often. Koa looking to push forward, but Galbraith should have that easily. Danilo Pekovic. He plays a long ball beautifully into Birkenbaum. Looks to set up his man. Does. Opens himself up a little bit of space. Trying with the weaker foot. But looking for the in-swinging cross, I guess, that time. Trying to hit it one time. Dina. Galbraith. Just almost force it to Arnaud is kind of what I wanted to happen there. What a ball from Birkenbaum. Almost stabs a foot at it. So does the defender in a corner for Brescia. Satriano looking for the first hat trick. And he does have a chance, but Fernandez gets fingertips to it. Another opportunity here. Brescia have been so good with these near post corners. That one more towards Danilo Pekovic, but it'll be Olmo who blasts it, and Fernandez almost incredibly well to hang on to that. Yeah, I'm gonna say just keep shooting, boys. Keep up the dominance. That's the story I want here. If you look at it, we look like we've been dominant. Stay dominant. Koa. Sapisodi. Working well there, but Abdulov reads it well, picks it out, and heads it back to Carnesecchi for Brescia to reset. Looking to flip it to Danny Olmo, who heads it down. Satriano offside. Doesn't finish it anyway. Pekovic. Abdulov. The two. Birkenbaum. Stromberg plays it into Danny Olmo, who finds himself in a glorious position yet again. Takes a very nice shot, but a even better save. And Danilo Pekovic will put Brescia up 3-0. It is the corners that make the difference. Ooh, and Stromberg brought down in the box. Satriano for the hat trick. Oh, Fernandez does enough, though, and holds it out. Yeah, so Dani Olmo with the yellow card. I want out of here. I think we will go to Jan Valeda just to save some other legs around here, I think. I think I'm also going to sub Madu, because I think he was one of the tired ones early there. And then, because Pekovic is just so versatile for us, I think I will take him off, and we'll go with the youngster Islam with Antonino, Cesarano. I keep forgetting he's got like an extra. Arnaud drops it in the bucket to Birkenbaum. Sets up Martin Satriano, and he'll play and get another corner out of it. That'll draw our substitutions, I'd imagine. Yeah, and I think right around here with a 3-goal lead. I'm pretty okay to pull back. Can get forward a little less. Sapisodi surging through, looking for something. He tries to set his man up. Lautaro Martinez coming out of nowhere, but he's wide with the shot. I do think Carnesecchi was there, or at least close enough to where it could have been a save. Jorge Henrique. Singo looks to play a good one, and Abdulev clears. Barella. Jorge Henrique. No push wide. Singo again. Henrique, Raspassodi. Raska makes the big clearance. Burrito. And Jorge Henrique is right-footed. Actually, you're cutting in now. Fouling a lot. Not much time remaining. Another dominant day for Brescia. I think that's a dismantling of Inter in 2 games. Satriano should have had his hat trick, but did not. A very nice performance against one of the top teams in Serie A. But I believe we beat them like 3-0 the first time we played them. Maybe 3-1. Yeah, the players were applauded off by the fans. I think it spoke volumes about what they did today. Can I see our... Yeah, it's just like our last few games. Um, try again, please. Wow, we're playing like all of our games at home. Crazy. Match review. Bonding. I don't know. I don't even know what to do with the extra time. I guess we'll just wait. Huh? These are just loneless guys. Okay. There's nothing I'm really concerned about. I mean, if there's an opportunity, we'll take advantage. But I don't think there's nobody that I've got on my mind with what our current budget is. I don't mind kind of holding our budget while we, sell a few more players, get into that good financial situation again, moving forward. So I'm not expecting us to do much. I think the big question is, does something happen to where... Does somebody come for somebody? Does something happen where we do have to make moves? Cabrera doesn't do much, but Tomas Fissiore does score for Argentina. Jenner, who's only scored one goal on his... I guess he's scored a decent number, but I think that's like total is 6. But I think like league goals, he had only scored 1 before. Now he's back to it a little bit. So he's suddenly searching. He's figured it out how to score again. Pane and Beraldi, who just went out, plays pretty well. Dual-footed. I think I might just reject this. Let him grow a little bit. See what he becomes. Oh, he finished. Nah, I think we're good on that. Marino. You could stay. It's crazy. I mean, I guess he's only 21, so it's kind of hard to say a 21-year-old is a world-class player. But I do think, oddly enough, I think he's our best center back, and our other center backs are world-class or whatever, right? So. Barclay. Would you be willing to go back to crossing training, sir? Yeah, he doesn't have a ton of vision. I mean, it does maybe seem like we're limiting that, though, from maybe being something he could develop. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't really want you to shoot from distance. Yeah, I think up to squad player is fair. Yeah, I guess you're gonna move up here, but I don't know that you're gonna get any game time, especially with Mino. Mino's gonna struggle for game time. 7:30. I think that's good enough to praise. Pekovic may not like it though. Yeah, that's good. I think your form has been good, and then I think your form has been good. Okay. That all went well. Yeah, I'll scout some of these players that are rumored for something. Matthias Garcia. Man, he's been moving around too, hasn't he? Maybe I'm thinking of a different guy. Ah, okay. Good news. We've accepted that. Regular starter, 20%. To lose, I also assume is... Yeah. They're a bad team in legal, but they're a team in the top division, so I'm okay with that. Like, you know. It's starting to get to the point where if you want Vegard Stromberg, you're gonna have to start making that move right about now. You know. Poacher type. Diego Castro? Not really what. No. Jumping reach. The one thing I could say about a guy if he was a little bit slower, if you are like a really, like if passing's a strength, and heading's a strength, like you can arrive late in that box and almost be like another one of those like. And then I'd almost want to get like a really hyper aggressive guy to play that attacking midfield behind you, but you know, I could be down for that. But I need you to be dangerous somewhere. I mean, Not on deadline day, dude. I can't. Stromberg is possible. And Matthias Garcia. Nope, I'm pretty sure. Been all over the place. Started in Hamburg. Came to Milan. Milan sold him to Bayern Munich, and a few years later goes to Watford. I mean, I guess he's been like there. It's like 2 seasons, 2.5 seasons, you know. It's not that crazy. It's just like when you have a guy like Martin Satriano who came like 7 years ago, you know. You think stuff like that's a lot. Guatemala. Also, yeah, actually, how many strikers does Man City have? Guatemala, Gonzalez, Igor, Holland, yeah, Felix. I guess you could play in the middle or whatever, but I mean, also you have Musiala, Phil Foden still there, Rodrigo Bentancur. Rob Heckman, they have like some random good dude, and like all these guys are like starters. Alright, well, Francisco's been hurt, so it's kind of tough to say. You got... So it looks like Francisco plays often. But it looks like Guatemala wasn't really playing at all before. Anyway, last season. Yeah, he had 6 appearances last season. Plays well when he plays. I mean, he's a good player. I see why he would be on the board. In all honesty, Martin Satriano. In all honesty, Martin Satriano. He really is. He's that kind of player. I mean, again, we can't make this move right now. But mentally not the same. I didn't realize Satriano's agility was so good. That's kind of wild. But you do get that bigger body. A lot of technical skill. I mean, I think Satriano might be ultimately better still, like, but that's the type of guy. I mean, there's enough to spend if we wanted to. So instead he goes to the team who is sitting in 12th in the Bundesliga. Okay. Fine by me. For a lesser playing time? You dummy. Why would you do that? Doesn't want to be in a relegation battle, I guess. And you don't even come, like, paying more. You dummies. June. And it looks like I've purposely, like, stopped scouting a lot of these guys, but, add them to the list. Tick, 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 tick. If you want Stromberg, it's now or never. I don't care who. And Dortmund will go with Igor. That's a really nice pairing for Julius Mogensen. So they sell Kim Hyung-joon and grab Igor instead. That's pretty good. I don't want Declan. I don't know. I don't really want Declan Rice. Although Declan Rice is probably also that type of guy I was talking about, like Anthony, or like Peter Raska, like we would move on from Raska for big money. He is the type of player that like could replace probably. Gladbach going for Andre Gomez. They come back. If there's sufficient and appropriate interest. We're running out of time on that too, though. Because that, I also would, like, legitimately need to get another center back in here somewhere. I can't pull Reyna or S11 off of loan, I don't think. So I would need to at least find, like, a loan center back. But, like, maybe Ertz or somebody like that, right? Dorada. Man City going after Andre Gomez. Bayern Leverkusen going after Daniel Dorada. That's a nice move. He's a very good player. Wait, what? So suddenly he wants to go? I think I have to do the promise of, like, if there's interest in the summer, then we can consider it. There's just no way I could get somebody legitimately good enough. For, like, the same price. Nope. Nope. No. I have to refuse this, and then we'll have to talk about it. We have a long term on his contract. He'll be upset at that. Or maybe if I just don't address it, it'll be okay. Fingers crossed. Too late. It's too late in the day to consider that. Well, again, I would consider it if I had a few things in place. Like if somebody had come and we had already verified the sale of Stromberg. Like if you're coming now for Stromberg, good luck. That, well, they're not even close to evaluation, so yeah, I can't accept that one. I'm going to continue to reject that, although maybe. I mean, I get your point. I mean, I can offer you a higher salary, and I like you a lot. Yeah, that's not a ridiculous number. It's not a ridiculous number. I mean, it's not a great number. Yeah, they could do well under pressure. Cheeky. I'm not gonna be able to get both here, am I? Alright, well. I'm just gonna put my foot down on that one. Fine. I'm very mad. I'm very mad at that. I mean, he is a long way off. And he's temperamental, actually. You know what? F it. Sure. Sure. Go ahead. Prove me wrong. Transfer window closed. We continue to sit in 4th place, but we're pretty close. Actually, maybe the Barcelo deal will bump us up to 3rd. We are the biggest spenders as we bring in Jean Arnaud. But that was before deadline day. Milan getting another midfielder, because of course they are. I mean, he will be all over the place. Not insanely skilled, but he has some room to grow. Yeah, I think we're okay now. Just in case. Just be unspecified with that. I just add Arnaud and Mina. And I think we should still be good. Jean Arnaud and Adebayo are okay. Barcelo's okay. Abdulev. Nordberg's okay to not be registered. These guys are all okay to not be registered, so should be good. Ah, shoot. Shoot. No. Okay. It's okay. We can survive without that. Squad training. Karnaseki, Abdulev, and Olma. And a Brushin, which I could force him to play through this game, but honestly, he's not fully up to speed yet, so I'm not too concerned. So we'll push through the Roma match. Okay. Calvert-Lewin now wanting to stay. Actually, before the match, I will save, though, just in case there's something weird happening. Marcelo passed. Arnaud did technically pass, but he is a little banked up. We'll save there. Barcelo can rejoin us. So can... Oh, and I should have grabbed Cabrera. Anyway, so Karnaseki will play. I think we're going to force the backline to... Hold on. Well, we'll see how this all goes. How's Barcelo feeling right now? So he's still not fully back. Paiva in for John Arnaud. Vigna in. Madu. Paiva. Oh yeah, Mino is back as well. Satriano Stromberg. Yeah, I think we're kind of... Maybe sounds bad to say it like that, but I think we're going to kind of force the starters to play in this one. And we will be very reactive in the next game. Tactics, opposition. We'll continue to press our width. And then we'll check out there. So they should be wingers. If we know what we're capable of, I'm hopeful for a performance. They're lying in 9th place. Serie A. They always have a chance because their best players are capable of winning it. So it'll be tough for us, that's no doubt. We excited the way he's playing. He's a must start right now. And I do think he's found himself in such dangerous positions. He's arguably been one of our best players in this recent run. I mean, I think Satriano and Stromberg have gotten some benefit of actually finishing off some more chances here and there and whatnot, but I do think he's good. The one risk of today is that we are a bit tired. This is a full keeping of the starting lineup before. It's a bit of a risk. I think could have maybe forced like 3 changes or something or so. I mean, except for I am starting Oscar Cueva in place of Arnaud, who got injured right before, but that's really the only change. Early back and forth for SPAL and Hellas Verona. Dahlberg. A little wild. Madu brings it down. Danny Olmo looks to play Stromberg through. A good first touch opens him up with a chance. Dahlberg had to make the save, but he does it very, very well. The ever-dangerous Brescia looking to maybe capitalize off the corner, though. Pekovic sends it just wide. Simican. But no Gittins? Big block by Pekovic as Karnaseki kind of found himself in no man's land. The offensive player, the first of the trio to the ball, but the second mattered. Danilo Pekovic. Sergio Ricardo striding forward. Birkenbaum misses. Cristante out. Too close to Karnaseki. Jumps out and grabs it. Vigna. Dangerous area. Back to Oscar Cueva. Galbraith. Big guard Stromberg. Danny Olmo. He's going to take a shot, but it skids just wide. I think if it was on the inside of that post, that was a goal. And Venice with a little bit of surprise. Why are we like all over the place on these corners, on these crosses, boys? Venice a surprise leader over Milan. Honestly, if you score in the first half and you're a team that Milan should beat, though, I almost feel like they just get mad at halftime. A chance there. More mistakes with the headers in the back line. Boys, come on. I'll hold, but I want to encourage here. We're being a little loose with it. Pekovic. Satriano looks to cut it across. Stromberg will head it. Seems like we're a little shaky at the back today. Should have rotated. Honestly, if we lose and I didn't rotate, that makes me look like an idiot. Vigna. Back. Cueva finds Satriano. Ball ricochets off to Stromberg. Another one from Cueva. Dahlberg does enough, and it's scoots out of bounds. And then Venice give up a penalty. Brahim Diaz finishes it off. Danilo Pekovic wild and over the bar. I honestly think we might not score today. Like there's just we're off. We're a little off on both sides, offensively, defensively. Olmo. Satriano, please. He had all the net. But that's kind of what I mean. Right there, that needs to be a goal. 100% of the time should be a goal. he was so far out of position. Like, the hole across his face was wide open. He committed to the near post. Satriano wild. Danny Olmo steps up, though. Dahlberg saves it again. I mean, I think you got to be giving credit to Dahlberg, but I also think that Satriano was just like a poor attempt at the finish. It's gonna be another good goalkeeper game, I think, and we just seem a little off. So I'm concerned. I think that this is either a 0-0 draw, but with the way that our defense has been playing, I'm thinking it'll be our first loss of the season, 1-0. And it's just something that, like, an off the post. We've a perfect run. Onside, apparently. Perfectly timed run. And a missed finish. So we've now had two. We had 2 breakaways in that first one-on-one opportunities, and we didn't put it home in either one. Man, I think everybody's good. I honestly don't know what moves to make either. I think that's one of the tricky parts here. I mean, maybe Barcelo out. It's like a game early. But maybe a substitution for Vigna. And Birkenbaum was struggling. He's doing a little better now. And at least offensively, numbers-wise, I told you. We're just shaky at the... We're being shaky at the back. We're being dumb. We're playing bad in the back line, to be honest. Cause that. Just, yeah, it looks like we were trying to step up to keep him offside, but ended up just Birkenbaum one-on-one with Sergio Ricardo. And they got their one-on-one chance, and they finished it off when we've had 2. And we didn't do it. So it's not like we're not generating the offense, we just... Alright, Stromberg. Can't find space. Now a wild cross from Stromberg. Danny Olmo, and Dahlberg saves it. Welcome back, Maximiliano Cabrera. We need you. Vigna, as I mentioned, has been a little shaky. We're going to Barcelo. I get that. It's maybe a little soon. All right. Galbraith. Satriano open. Dahlberg makes the save. He gets over. Cueva. Cabrera, he heads it, and it's over the bar. No, we'll go Peter Barclay. I was considering maybe Andy Galbraith out, actually. But we'll get Barclay out there. Olmo. Cabrera loses the header. Cristante through. Pekovic gets back. Karnaseki has to make a clearance. Simiken. Donati. Cristante. Biao. Good shot. Karnaseki has to scramble for it. Dude, we generated 2 XG without scoring. I told you, just like there was a feeling where it just we weren't scoring today. Very frustrating. Poor turn, and then we've just been doing stuff like that on the back end. Like, it hasn't even necessarily led to these like crazy good opportunities. It's just, but it's been like they've consistently had a threat because we've been all over the place defensively. And that could have been a goal. I don't want this to be our first loss. It's an incredibly frustrating one. Nice play. Okay. Unnecessary, dude. Unnecessary. Oh, please. Satriano, please. What are you doing? You took so long. What are you doing, dude? Oh, man. Dahlberg. Galbraith, Dahlberg. Oh, my God. Give him a 10. Give him a 10 rating. Single-handedly won them this game. Unbelievable. Now a double save off of a corner. He's absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely insanity from Dahlberg today. I think you just have to clap at that. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I don't mind that from Cabrera, just trying to, like, force something to happen. But it's all over. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen for Brescia. I mean, we generated nearly 3 points of XG, but it didn't matter. 8.2. Their offense was doing nothing. But we made enough mistakes. They took advantage. And we just could not get by Pontus Dahlberg today. I don't really think we played that bad. I mean, we were shaky. I don't think we played well either. But that sucks, dude. And so our first loss on the season is to Roma in a game where I didn't make changes. It's really frustrating. Cesarano ready for more first team soccer. Nice, bro. I mean, look at those mental stats, though. Aerially, technically, he's better. Mentally, he's not, but he's pretty much equivalent elsewhere in terms of like pure defense and stuff to Orestes. But honestly, I honestly don't know if Orestes' mental stats, like, jump out to me, ever. Like, he was the one who just got beat in one of these games by, like, a through ball, so it's not like he's, like... and I'm not saying he needs to be perfect at reading the game, but, you know, it's not like he is. So, Danilo is obviously better in every category. Just, trying to get a general sense of where he's filling. It seems like he's still a little lower than Orestes, though, but pretty equivalent. So that like 3-star is kind of right. Is kind of what I'm interested in. Obviously worse than Abdulev in every category, and why can I not think of his name? Andy Galbraith. So technically he's better than Andy Galbraith, but then is also worse in every category. So our 3 starters are still very much our 3 starters, unsurprisingly. But Cesarano can get more game time. So I'm gonna simulate through this day, and then so that I don't mess it up, I'm gonna like rest all the starters for a day. Though I think we need to. So we got the cup next, which the cup is important. After this game, I don't know how much we're gonna rotate, but I do think we will rotate in this game, especially after playing the starters 2 games in a row and only getting 3 points is pretty frustrating. Also, Maximiliano Cabrera, Mino. You also get a day of rest off your international duty. So. But we will stop everything here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Please follow on Twitter and YouTube, subscribe, like all of those things. Hope you enjoy it. We're closing in on the end of this season. It's been fun. A frustrating one, though, there to finish today's stream. So next time, we'll hopefully get back on track. AC Milan have been pushing pretty hard So we're looking to hold them off through the remainder of this series season as we push forward for more. So hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.